Job job evaluation. You're going to evaluate the job. When we talk about this heading 4.6.2 job assignment, we were actually assigning the job. But what happens here is before assigning the job, you need to know who is capable or how can you assign the job to this person. See, in job assignment, we were assigning this technique called as one-to-one assignment. Probably we have this problem. I'll go for the very first problem just for discussion's sake. This very first problem under assignment problem. Here is a construction company having four engineers for designing, engineer 1, 2, 3, and 4. The general manager is facing the problem of assigning four designing projects to four engineers. Okay. It is also found that job engineer 2 is not competent. See, how are you saying that he is not competent? See, you're clearly defining that he is an engineer, but you decide that he's not competent, so you cannot give this project 4. Probably he might not be having experience, or project 4 is such a project that he's a regular customer or ஒரு சில customers இருப்பாங்க என்ன பண்ணாலும் குறையா சொல்லுவாங்க. So engineer 2 may not be suitable. இல்ல engineer 2 வந்து பயங்கர கோவக்காரரா இருப்பார், project 4 செட் ஆகாது. There can be anything personal also. Okay, whatever it is. But there is something done to evaluate the job and to evaluate the engineer also, right? So this is how we are doing the earlier. So 4.6.2 is logical assignment of the problem using the Hungarian method. 4.6.1 is before assigning this, these are the engineers needed, these are the project needed, and who can do which job. See, we are telling that this person can do it in 6 minutes. This person can do it in 5 minutes. So how are you doing that? So that job evaluation is needed. Okay. We are going to rank them. We will go for some grading systems and rank them. So it's somewhat an easy content only. Okay, so job evaluation, the grading, ranking or grading and grading of essential work characteristics of all jobs in order to find out or rate the worth of the jobs. See here we say job, probably that may be meant for engineer also. Okay, that may be meant for project also. Right? Whatever you're focusing. Okay, which engineer will focus first? You are highly paying for an engineer. Will you keep them idle? No, right? So that's how you are going to define. It's not about a systematic approach. So to ascertain how much the labor are worth and how very important it is. So ultimately is to go for fairness and consistency on respect to wages and salaries or whatever you pay. When you go for systematic way and not partial, okay, you equally assign for everything. It stimulates confidence of the employees. Everybody is equally given importance. Means obviously employee more money. That's what it calls employee morale. Steps involved, you go for preliminary description of each existing job. Okay, please try to understand. You go for preliminary description of each existing job. So if we say that we have some 50 jobs, all the jobs will be taken. Okay, if you are saying that we have 50 engineers, we'll talk about all the 50 engineers. Okay, so this is how it will go. We'll talk about everybody and everything, and we'll go for some grading system. You analyze each job to arrive at final job descriptions, and you analyze each job according to the approved description in order to determine, okay, probably the value of money. Sometimes if we talk about cost, the assignment problem will go for minimizing the cost. If you talk in terms of, see, value is not with respect to value in terms of money itself. Okay, the job work maybe also discuss how long it takes to finish it. So if you are talking about the time, we'll be discussing that our intention is to reduce the time. So ultimately reduce the time. Okay. So job descriptions and specifications will be done. So primary requirement is you understand what is the job content, what is the description, what he will do, etc. Then you specify the job. Okay, list one roller. He has to do this one is also. Then you specify the qualification needed. Then you go for guiding the person. System of valuation, how we do it. A specific list of factors will be there where you evaluate the job and describe the job and you check the factors. Probably usually we check what is this qualification. Okay, the qualification line so it depend go accordingly. Then you go for the difficulty and responsibility and go for the working condition. This has to be checked. Then you distinguish the characteristics, you list the factors in which manner they has to be appraised, probably the remuneration system, and you find out how far they are worth in terms of money also to check it. And in terms of money, then I equate money out. So what are the methods we use? Please try to understand this one. You might be expecting this as a one-word question. The system of evaluation usually involves in three angles, one, two, and three. This first one, ranking, also equally called as grading method. Okay. Second is factor comparison method. So what we do is we'll start all the factors and compare. Okay, star rating the roll. Everything the restaurant bono, how you see it. You go for the star rating. How the star ratings are given. Yes, service is good, taste is good, ambience is good. Okay. Probably if you bring any issue to the person, they will ஏதோ ஒரு ஆர்டர் பண்ணிருக்கீங்க காரமா இருக்கு என்ன பண்றாங்க மாத்தி கொடுக்குறாங்க so sometimes they are, so that's for the factor comparison. We'll list out all the factors and we'll give the ratings. And here is point comparison. What is point comparison means for each and everything they'll give a point. Okay, for that they will totally vary. If a judges என்ன பண்றாங்க, if there is a cultural program going, definitely might have did this in colleges. There will be a cultural program going. Now, in that cultural program, they will check how the props are used, how the stage is used. So, usually, this is not only for cultural programs in all the way, even in exams, they will be checking it. Okay, so straight point method without giving any weightage. Straight point means simple. Okay, unweighted we say. Second is weightage will be given. Okay, this is first priority level. And third one is money method. They will not talk about the weight. They will talk in terms of value in money, monetary balance of power. So we have all these methods. Okay. So grading or ranking method is helpful in small organizations. Probably how they do it is they'll have job cuts over title card மாதிரி வச்சுப்பாங்க, and there'll be a grading committee. So grading is done using an expert committee. They are called as competent judges. They will rank it as highest rank, middle rank, lowest rank, and so on. Okay. So this is how they do the grading. And they'll give the score also, average ranks or grades assigned to each job. Okay. And probably they'll be designing with respect to the hourly rates. 4 hour வந்து எவ்வளவு pay பண்றாங்க. Probably if you are going in highest rankings, they will be done in hourly rate. Okay. So once you become a CMA, if you're going to go for any program or if you going to go for consulting and all, every service fees வந்து fix பண்ணுவாங்கன்னா 1 hour meetingக்கு இவ்வளவு fees fix பண்ணுவாங்க. So hourly rate because you're an expert. If you are in the low level rank, அப்போ எப்படி fix பண்ணுவாங்க day basis. இல்லைன்னா hourly rate வந்து ரொம்ப கம்மியா fix பண்ணுவாங்க. Like sometimes if you talk about labor costing, you might be discussing the piece rate, hourly rate, all these people. Second one, factor comparison method. Yes, compared with ranking and grading method, if you check here, you analyze the job because we are talking about the factors. Earlier one, for each and every judge, it might be different because expert committee having different points in mind. But what happens in the factor comparison method is in the job, okay, and then the factors, they list it out and they'll assign this ranking system. So it's completely more accurate than the simple ranking system because we consider each and every separate factor. Then we'll give importance which number of factors we have to take. Usually, ஏகப்பட்ட factors எல்லாம் எடுக்க முடியாது. ஒரு 5 or 10 factors எடுக்கலாம். You cannot give grading for each and every factor. That's not viable. ஒரு 100 factor வச்சு நீங்க முடிச்சீங்கன்னா எப்போ முடிக்கிறது? It's not easy. And each of the factors will be divided into few degrees. How much importance can be given? And usually this method is flexible. Okay, and a job கேத்த மாதிரி நீங்க factors மாத்திக்கலாம். Then methodology ranking is done to each factor, then characterize the job. Compared to benchmark job and rank, it's also done. First one, probably they'll give for mental requirement, 2 for skills, 3 for specific physical requirements, then responsibility and implementation. Then completely they'll go for sum of money values. Okay, so total worth of the job, if you consider as total worth of the job, then you go for 3. Whereas if you go for point rating method, first one is straight point method, which means no weights are given, which means equal weights are assigned. So usually we'll call a simple or unweighted and weighted. இங்க வந்து simple or unweighted in the term use பண்ணது போல straight point method use பண்ணிருக்காங்க. Okay. So assumption all the characteristics will have range of values having some maximum and minimum points. Okay. Whereas if you go for weighted method, different points will be assigned to the different character depending on the job. Okay. Probably your job might be sitting in an AC room. It looks so easy, but that will not be that much easy. Okay. Likewise, we have direct to money methods where you link with, probably you link with the profit, you link with cost savings, you link with the revenues. Each and every job will be linked directly. Okay. So choose the alternative. So probably if you know about the directors getting commission, the profit on commission, that also will be discussed. Okay. So you choose the alternative and the highest monetary return or the lowest cost you decide. So everything is linked with money. And money link. Okay. So this is about the direct to money method. So that's the overall comparison with respect to point rating method. When you talk about straight point, The complexity is low, whereas in the case of weighted is moderate, but direct money is completely high. And our profit and a complete profit angle of the program, so that's completely high complex. Reflects priority. I mean, but then a state point is not reflecting priority because equal weight is only assigned, right? So we cannot give priority. Whereas in the pointed method, yes, we are giving priority because depending on the weightage, we are giving the priority, and here direct money also. Okay. Quantitative basis, yes, we go for the raw scores. Here we go for the weighted scores. Here we go for monetary analysis. It is suitable for quick evaluation. Yes, beautiful. எது ஈஸியோ அதானே நம்மளுக்கு பண்ணணும். இப்ப டக்குன்னு என்னால சொல்ல முடியும்னா அது ஸ்ட்ரெயிட் பாயிண்ட்ல சொல்லலாம். Because I'm not going to talk about the assignments of these. But whereas if you go over here, it becomes complex because I have to give different weightage for different decision making. Okay. Sometimes I might be talking about profit, but this time my strategy is not about talking about profit. I want to increase my sales. அப்ப ப்ராஃபிட் வரணும்னு அவசியம் இல்லை. அப்போ நான் எல்லா ஒர்க்கிங்ஸும் மாற்றணும். Okay. Likewise, if you go for direct to money method, especially this is useful for financial evaluations. Okay, so probably I'm planning for next expansion or something like that. So on the cases on the financial evaluations, fine. So I think it's so. That's it for me. Thank you.